Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sketchdom. My name is Jason Sketch, and I'm super excited to bring you guys more Marvel Champions content. Today, I'm going to be preparing for the limited environment draft tournament that I'm in. As you guys saw in my last video, you saw all the heroes and my thoughts on why I chose those different heroes. Today, I'm hoping to build 2 decks for that event. I thought it'd be fun for you guys to join me in that process. I don't know if I'll do a video like this again. We'll just see how this one goes, and if we enjoy doing it, if it doesn't take forever. So, hope is just to kind of have a good time with it and to think through some different thoughts. And I would love to hear y'all's input after I finish building these decks. So, let's jump on over, and I'll see you guys down, not at the table, but I guess at the deck building screen. All right, guys, welcome down to the deck building screen. I'm on Marvel CDB. If you don't recognize this platform, definitely check it out. It's super helpful, and it kind of helps you keep your cards organized, and it's got every single card available to you in the game. So you can definitely check that out and try it out. Now, we talked about this in the last video, what characters I had available to me. Again, we have access to all the core box and then these specific heroes that I've selected. So I've got Ant-Man, Black Panther, T'Challa, Captain Marvel, Gambit, Groot, Hulk, Iron Man, Jubilee, Maria Hill, Miss Marvel, Nick Fury, Rocket Raccoon, She-Hulk, Silk, Spider-Ham, Spider-Man, and Winter Soldier. So I have access to all these different heroes for the course of the game. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out in the tournament. We're going up against the mighty Juggernaut, and so my first thought was, well, why not run a Spider-Ham? Because I've never played him before, and give me a chance to test him out. And I think he's just going to be able to survive well in this game. And then we will also jump on over to Gambit. And I feel like building a Gambit deck would be a lot of fun. That being said, you may look at this later on in this video and go, Jason chose somebody different. Because I may have thought some different thoughts once we actually got to start building. So let's see how that goes. But let's get started with this Spider-Ham deck. I don't even know where I'm going to begin, much less choosing an aspect. I think I'm going to try to do perfect protection with Gambit. But with Spider-Ham himself, I have no clue. Let's dive right in, though, and check things out. Here we go. Create a Spider-Ham deck. We'll work on the name later. I'm checking that everything's there. We're going to do this Spider-Ham Limited Draft Tournament. Limited Environment Draft Tournament. There we go. LEDT. Not sure if we're going to have another tagline for it, but that's what I'm going to use right now. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, so we'll just kind of leave it at that for now, but it kind of helps to remember where it's coming from. Take a look at his kit again real quick. We got a Captain America, and his focus there is to give more toon counters and come in just do fun things. He's got that cartoon trait as well. So really, I think before we even pick anything else, for sure we're going to want the support of team building exercise. Let's get 2 of those. Yeah, I think so. Start there. All right. Good, and we can see his civilian side here. After you make a basic recovery, place 1 toon counter on Worker. And then each toon counter on Spider-Ham can be spent as if it were a wild resource. Response: after Spider-Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 toon counter on him. And he's got a health points of 12, so I'm not too totally worried about him dying. We could probably toss an endurance in there while I'm thinking about it, because it'd be nice to have that possibility of raising up my health by 3. So it only costs 1, which is not bad. Get that on the table to get 3 extra health points. That's actually really good. Okay. So far, we're making it work. Next, we've got I Don't Think So. When you reveal a card from the encounter deck, remove 1 toon counter from Spider-Ham. Say, I don't think so, in your best Spider-Ham voice, and cancel the effects of that card and discard it. Oh boy, so we're going to have a lot of fun cartoon things when I play this deck. We'll see how that goes. But he helps to prevent, that card will help prevent like a treachery or something bad happening. It is an event, so we gotta hope that it works out with Shadow of the Past at the same time. Ham it up. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider-Ham. Nice. And that cost me 0, so I just gotta make sure that I have plenty of toon counters on me. Trying to collect tomb counters is going to be interesting. Remove one tomb counter from Spider-Ham. Loudly read this card flavors text and choose to either deal 5 damage to a minion or remove 5 threat from this. Delinquent Pig. Essentially, he's a 0-cost card. Sticks his tongue out at the villain, and then the villain attacks you. Oh, this is a taunt. Okay, but you get to draw 3 cards. Cool. Swinging Web Pig. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Confuse that enemy. Nice. Sorry, deal 6 damage to an enemy. Confuse that enemy. That's great. 3 costs for that. I don't know how often I'll get a chance to do that, especially against Juggernaut, but the 6 damage is still nice. Got Team Building Exercise already. Daily Beagle. Let you place a tomb count on him when you go down to Alter Ego, so that's kind of nice to have on the table. Cartoon physics is kind of the reason, one of the big reasons why I was wanting to use him against Juggernaut. It cost me 1 to get on the table. When your entity would take any amount of damage, just card this card. Wiggle your body and prevent all but 1 of that damage. So that is not bad, actually. So if I get he gets a big stupid punch, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Cartoon physics will be it, and we can have 2 down on the table at the same time. And it'll cost me nothing if Team Building Exercise is down, so that's great. Huge Wooden Hammer. Boost my attacks, which is awesome. And I get to get overkill if I exhaust the hammer as well. And Organic Webbing. I remove 1 tomb counter from Spider-Ham. Place Ready Spider-Ham. Oh. Gains the aerial traits. Okay, so the gaining of the aerial traits is not going to be that big of a deal, but I didn't read that it was a ready. So basically, this is the car from Nick Fury. Now, most of you are going, Jason, this character's been around for years. You haven't played him yet? I have a chance to. All right, so what aspect do we want to go with here? I thought of leadership at first because, excuse me, because of some different powers there. You do need to be an Avenger for the Power Gloves, unfortunately. Reinforced Suit is nice. So I can get some things down there, so I can kind of work on powering out some of my allies. And I do have access to Ant-Man. Giant Man. Hawkeye. Hawkeye's pretty great. Rhea Hill. Ronin. Slingshot. Slingshot's pretty crucial too. I like Slingshot a lot. Spider-Man 2099. That was the big reason I was looking at it though, was for Spider-Man 2099. After Spider-Man 2099 makes a basic power, uses a basic power, return a Web Warrior and ally in play to its own. It's not a forced response, it's just a response. So you use them to kind of cycle some allies back into your hand pretty easily. But that was interesting because if we go back to basic allies here, we got Madam Web. After Madam Web enters play, look at the top X cards in the counter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. You may discard 1 card looked at this way and put the rest back in any order. And you can keep cycling her through like that. Need a mental resource. I'm going to try that. I think that might be a good direction to go. We'll look at that for a little bit. Let's check out Justice. What we got here, event wise. Yeah, let's check out leadership. What we got event wise. Aid. Get ready, so you can ready allies quite a bit. Firing presence. Oh, hard. That will be great for Ant-Man later on. Lead from the front. Choose a player. Each character that player controls gets +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. Make the call. Getting allies back on the table. Morale boost. Moxie. I thought it was a Nova card, but it's actually an Ant-Man card. Interesting. After you change form, your hero gets all those benefits. Cool. Mutant Mayhem, which won't be helpful for him at all. Alright. Inspired. Power Gloves and Reinforced Suit. So at least we're using Inspired and Reinforced Suit. Got the Triskelion. We also have Cersei. Fan Team. Man team might be fun too. Organizational support. You spin this card, exhaust up to 3 allies and or support you control that share a trait with you. Generate printed resources. I just feel like that I'm going to have a lot of resources already with Spider-Ham. I don't think I need that. Power of Leadership. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and choose Leadership. Let's go ahead and try that out. Try the Spider-Man 2099 cycling with Spider-Ham. I think we're going to have enough resources to make all that happen well. Let's get some basic allies on the table here. So Madam Web, I'm really liking this idea more and more. It's making me nervous because I haven't done much of this Web Warrior stuff, but I think this is going to be okay. This gives me a chance to try it out. And the worst that's going to happen is I lose. That's okay too. 3 points. I can still take my 3 points. You never know what's going to happen. So, Melinda May. Oh, Melinda. I forgot you existed. After Melinda May uses the basic power, look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may discard that card. She's expensive, but she's pretty cool. Thought I had. There we go. We have SPDR. Spider-Man. Oh, Sync is. That's right. Sync came in Jubilee. That'll be helpful for Jubes. We've got 3 Web Warriors there going on right now. They probably could have done something similar with aggression, but I feel like it's going to be more fun and stable. So SPDR, add SPDR to your hand, and she is defeated by taking excess consequential. If she is add SPDR to your hand, if she was defeated by taking excess consequential damage. Oh, cool. But I think I can even get her down on the table for 2 cost. Then have 2099 do an attack, get her back into my hand, put her back down on the table, and be able to thwart for 4 without really having to worry about too much. Then Adam Webb being able to look at the encounter deck is going to be nice. And Spider-Man itself is pretty good. After Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character, ready that character. So I could basically keep cycling these guys back onto the table. Also, getting an extra ready for Spider-Ham is going to be nice. Let's make all that happen. There's an upgrade we need to look at. Let's see. Port. Web of Life and Destiny. Yep, after Web Warrior leaves play, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. Awesome. That's actually really good with 2099. It's a great cycling event there. So we will make that happen. Do I have... I don't think I have any... No, okay. I couldn't use build support. That's actually pretty cool. I'm getting more and more excited about this. Web of Life and Destiny. Already got... Okay. Make sure there's no other Web Warrior stuff that I'm missing out on. There's Warrior the Great Web, which after attached character, it has to be a spider idol, so I can't give it to some random ally. Okay, that is fine. Cell phone, exhaust cell phone, remove 1 charge counter from here. Choose a player. That player makes a basic attack or thwart with a character they control. That character gains +1 thwart and +1 attack. I need to learn more about cell phone because I gotta. If I'm already exhausted, can I choose an exhausted character? Def Focus. I'm glad I do have that. I don't have any superpower cards really worth my time here. Mostly it's cartoon. Yeah. Cartoon physics. Get down. Big wooden hammer. That's even just cartoon physics and organic webbing. So neither one of them really are justify having Def Focus on the table. Downtime is nice. We may come back to downtime if we're looking for some more cards to play. Enhanced reflexes. I can generate a lightning source. I don't think I need that specifically right now, but that might be nice for else in the future. Practice plan. Good card, not necessary here. Resourceful also generates a wild resource. I think we're going to be fine. Resources. Field Deputy. Tenacity is also a resource generator. XG. Yep. That'll go on like or Gambit. Oh, okay. That'll be helpful. I forgot about that. I forgot that I had Gambit in. Now I've got some ideas for Gambit with some things coming on. Okay. Got to focus on Spider-Ham. We are at 23 cards right now. Let's get back to resources. I think we want to get the doubles in there for now. Come back to that. Side schemes, events. We may. Do we have access to power in all of us? Don't. Okay. I think came in Wasp and Magneto. I don't have access to either one of those. All right. Cross the Spider-Verse. That's what I wanted to see. I knew there was another card I need to look at. Hero action. Exhaust a Web Warrior card you control. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat ability. Yes. That is a fantastic card. All right. We got to assess the situation. Feeding the Thief. Emergency. First aid, which is not a bad one. I'm running some allies that may need some healing. Keeping Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 on the table will be nice. And then if we can cycle the other two, that'll be huge. Because we do want a smaller deck. Don't know if I want to put first aid in there just yet. Widowmaker, hit and run. Oh, good. Damage to an enemy and remove 2 damage from. But that's nice when you've got Gambit's boosting that ability. So, investigative journalism, multi-talented. Okay, for this event, using at least 2. Attacking a thwart, but it can do a lot. It's a nice card. I don't play it that often, but I would definitely like that better than a hit and run. I think the same cost as a hit and run, right? Yes. So it just depends on what resources you have in your hand, but at the very least, you can spend all 3 of those resources, then even better. And with Spider-Ham, that's not a bad deal. I will be able to spend every single one of those resources because I can make them a wild. So with the tune counters. Let's put 2 of those in there for now, and we can come back to that. 5 Super Soldier, Form Tactic. To the rescue. It's a 2 cost to remove 2 threat from a scheme. Okay. Winter Widow, Soldier Spy, X-Men instructions. All right, so that's there. Yeah, they're like, see, I think you have access to Nick Fury. It wouldn't hurt to have him in the kit. Come back and reevaluate that as well. But being able to draw those extra cards, or him coming in and just dropping in and doing a thing or two and then leaving, not a bad deal. Grant Ward is also nice. Oh man, we'll come back to him. We're gonna go to. We're at leadership. Let's go to the allies here. I kind of like the idea of Hawkeye, but I don't think with Juggernaut I need to worry about the minions too much. It is basic Juggernaut or default Juggernaut. We are going to deal with stupid Tangled Vines. And Hawkeye could take them out. He's on the list. Maria Hill's here. Ronin. Well, okay, not while one is attached to him, so it's not something that continues to. But he's interesting for an event. Okay. Definitely want Maria Hill though. Got her in there already. She draws an extra card. Comes in, is able to clear 2 threat. It's kind of nice. a punch for me. So I like Slingshot a lot. I don't feel like spot for Yo-Yo to jump in. Let's get some upgrades. We do, I think, some Inspires would be nice, especially for keeping 2099 and Spider-Man on the table, and Reinforced Suit as well. Those could be super helpful. Still don't see they cost 1, so really justify bringing the Power of Leadership on is not there yet. Let's look at our event cards. They've called for aid, ready, 0 cost. That is interesting, because that gives me a chance to ready Spider-Man 2099 if I need to, or Spider-Man to ready somebody else. That's actually really fun. Can't do Inspiring Presence. Lead from the front. Make the call. Make the call's not bad, especially if I lose somebody into the discard pile that I want back on the table. The team building exercise makes 2099 cost me 3 to play. Plus, we have the wild resources from team counters. And I keep forgetting that part. So I think that is good. Side schemes, nope. Resources, organizational support is just an interesting thought because of all the cartoon. Well, I have a lot of cartoon stuff on the table. At the end of the day, it'll be this guy, this guy, this guy on the table, potentially. Those 3 organizational support may not be a bad one to run to help me pay for stuff. Especially since I can get up to 4 resources at the very least. Plus, oh man. Plus getting all those Spider-Man allies on the table. The real big cost is 2099, who cost me 4. And effectively 3 if I get team building exercise down pretty quick. He cost me 2 with team building exercise. Tomb counters. Jason, you're going to have tomb counters. Find ways to get more cards in your hand, and I think Avengers Mansion is your ticket there. Helicarrier. Because you're going to want to be able to get anything to help. Because you're using tomb counters for other resources too. Run 1 helicarrier. And I think an organizational support. A front organization, excuse me. Which is a... Okay. About to get scared there for a second. Kind of help protect some of my cards on the table. And my allies on the table. They do have a lot going for Gambit, which is good news. But we are focused on 2099, not 2099, Spider-Ham right now. Oh man. 42 card deck. Is there anything I want to try to remove to make sure and guarantee that I'm drawing the cards that I want? And is this something that Spider-Ham wants to do? I mean, a lot of Spider-Ham cards barely cost anything. I think he could run a leadership build pretty well like this. Is there anything that's getting in the way? Like the reinforced suits are really just going to be nice for 2 characters. But if they both get on the table, it'd be nice to have them both, access to both. But then the other one will just get in the way, potentially. Yeah, because we want to try to cycle Mightum Web and SPDR as much as we can. I think we're going to run 1 of each. Yeah, because we'll have 20. Yeah, we want to run one of each. So, fired. We'll run two. Because if we can get it on Spider-Man for a little while, that's a pretty big deal, and he can stick around. And then if we try to keep him alive a lot longer, it'll be good. We'll do it that way for now. This guy and this guy is not gonna need it. Not gonna need it. She's not gonna need it. She's not. So, Meerkat, we may not even see him. He may come on the table and go, "Huzzah! Oh, we do want a Triskelion." Yep, we do want a Triskelion because we're running so many allies. Never hurts to have it. Once it's on the table, it's out of the way. So, we're still running 42 cards. I don't think that's terrible. Is there anything else that I'm missing? So let's look through the basics one more time. Oh, that would be great. Not like Fitz and Simmons are not my ideal for this. There's some X-Men stuff in here that's not super helpful. Getting any more resources, not enough for me to justify getting Power of Leadership. That's just going to clog things up when I only have 2 cards that I really need it for. The situation, Beauty and the Thief. First aid was something we talked about as a possibility of having just to kind of help keep 29-9 alive. If I've got make the call in my hand, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I think I'm gonna be cycling through things so much that I don't really need it. I think I'm gonna be okay. I think we're gonna need to really focus the engine on the Web Warriors, not on anything else. We'll get a lot of stupid card draw if things go the way I'd like them to go. So let's just see what happens. I really would like to have the power of all of us, but I don't think we're going to get access to that. But I think we'll be doing pretty well with things. Am I relying too heavily on his? I think I'm going to go back and we're going to go to resource, and we're not going to run 3. I think we're going to run 2 organizational supports. And I think the reason we're doing that is to kind of help navigate potentially needing to use them for some other things. And it makes me feel better having another set of resources in there, especially we don't have access to power in all of us, which is going to be nice for a lot of these. Oh, and multi-talented's in here. That was a card that I don't think I need. Okay, we're going to remove multi-talented for sure. We're not going to focus on Spider Ham attacking. We're going to focus on him just being annoying. And being a web warrior, and I think that is nice. And then, and he attacks for 2. He'll attack for 3 with Inspired. He attacks for 2, and he'll attack for 3 with Inspired. Nick Fury does some pretty good damage if he comes into play. SPDR will be nice for threat removal, and so will Madam Web. And so Spider Ham can do some threat removal, and I think he'll be able to attack for 2 here and there. Then he'll get some of his attacks into with 12 health points, and then we get the endurance down. We'll get up to 15. He'll probably be the tank that kind of holds the ship together while the allies really do the work. And I think that's how spider people work. So I can't believe there's only one version of this that you can play, but max 1 per deck. So Sauce Web Warrior card you control. Search this card pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. Which is great, because then that's awesome. So I can get 2 allies back that I've lost, potentially. And organizational support can basically cover the cost of that in the right circumstances. So Get a recovery of 5. Forget about that too. Stupid. Stupid good. I think this is gonna be good. I think we have found a system that's gonna work well. And Avengers Mansion, if it gets on the table, is gonna be just good. And get readies are gonna be nice for certain times. Make the calls gonna be great. I'm not a big leadership builder and a big leadership player, so this is gonna push my skills a little bit. And at the very least, if this does not turn out well, then I've got a new experience. So why not? I feel like I'm missing a few of the key allies. Not necessarily. I think I've got some pretty good ones. Hawkeye, it just feels nice to see him, but I don't think I need. I'm going to have too much going on that trying to play Hawkeye as well is going to be difficult. So we will see him on the table though if I come back to leadership, especially if I do like a leadership Avengers build with Ant-Man. So all right, I think this is it for Spider-Ham. Let me know what you guys think. What cards would you have changed and chosen differently from my choices? So give me a few seconds. I'm going to flip on over to Gambit. We're going to save this, and I will jump on over there. All right, guys, welcome back. I know I'm still been here, and I don't think I've cut this into a second video. So I'm just checking on sure my mic is not completely in the way there. Anyways, here we are. We jumped down to Gambit. We're getting ready to build probably a perfect protection Gambit build here as best as we can. I feel like that's going to work super well against the Juggernaut. So let's dive into that. A lot of cool cards that are here. A lot of cool things that he can do. And really, at the end of the day, we need to utilize this upgrade here. Ready for a fight. So we're going to run 3 of those. We're going to run... Ooh, we have Dr. Sinclair. That is interesting. Also, we got Med Teams and Pericles, but Sinclair's interesting. Of course, we got the Thieves Guild. What about Resolve? I don't think I ever really played with that when I play it. Exhaust the Thieves Guild. Remove 1 threat from a... Here's the last threat from draw card. Okay, that is nice. Not a primary target. Hard. You have the natural agility, which is super helpful. Real Charmer, which is part of the reason why I want to flip down. Because if I have it in my hand, cool, I can flip down. Be able to remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this resolves the last threat from the scheme, confuse the villain. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to well, if we get the helmet off of him, might be able to confuse him pretty well. Then he'll not be able to scheme because he's confused. Interesting. Gambit, you just work in magical ways. All right. So let's focus really here. Of course, we do have some resources here, which are nice. You want to get the 3 regulars on here. We know we're doing ready for a fight. We want to get this upgrade of practice plan. I think 2 is going to be enough for that because we get those on the table and it'll recycle. I'll at least get the ready for a fight back into our hand. We want to make sure we have enough fist resources too that we're running. And so far, charge card is the only thing in here that's got fist resources. I do like the idea while we're over here in the allies stuff. Want to get Prof X is nice because I can at least use him to ready Gambit if I need to. Can't confuse, but at least clear 3 threat and sync. Ooh, I didn't realize I had Scarlet Spider that I could have used for the last character. When you would reveal an encounter card, name a card type. Okay, yeah, I don't think I would run Scarlet Spider that much. He's just going to sit on the table and be in my way. So, may regret that. And I'll let you know what you guys say. Maybe that'll change between now and then. So, what else do we have? I know Sync we wanted for Gambit because he's just a nice, helpful card for any X-Men, in my opinion. If I can get him on the table, and he's just there and available for you. That is good. Let's go back now to protection. Are there any allies in here that I want to look at? Possibly Spider Bite, depending on what we end up having. A lot of tech. Spider Bite might be helpful, especially being able to come in, clear 2 thwart for us when we need it. White Widow's just fun, but expensive, and I don't think he runs enough preparations, so that just may not work. Let's get Spider Bite there for now, because we're gonna look at the upgrades. We are gonna take an armored vest. Dauntless. I'm glad to see that. While your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points, your hero gains +1 retaliate. Retaliate 1. Ooh. That is a fun card. Okay. Next one per player. Let's get that in there for now. Electrostatic armor for sure. Energy barrier. Run 2 of those. That's tech, right? Yep. Is that tech? No, it's condition. Okay. But that is tech. So that's already 2 techs there. Energy shield. We could just put it down on the table to help get sync on the table. You attach it to any character. And it might help protect us with the right amount of electricity on the table too. So hard to ignore. After your hero defends against an enemy attack, it takes no damage. Exhaust, hard to ignore. Remove 1 threat from main scheme. From the main scheme. Okay. Not a terrible card to have. Let's run 2 of those from now. Dominable. After your hero defends this card, Dominal. Ready your hero. Got the ready for fights, and then we got stun guns, which are an interesting thought as well. Port. I like the idea of Dr. Sinclair. I think I see enough mental resources there to kind of help with that. That way I can flip down, recover, come back up, and use Dauntless pretty well. And it helps to deal with statuses. Resource. We are at this point. Sinclair cost me 2. Spider Bite cost me 2 if I don't have enough going on. Everything else is costing me 1 so far. But we need to look at the events. So, a side scheme? I don't have a side scheme. Okay. Stop hitting yourself after you defend against enemy attack and you take no damage. Deal damage to an enemy equal to your defense for them. It's actually so broken in Gambit. Okay. Get 2 of those. Counterpunch after your hero defends against an enemy attack and deals damage to that enemy equal to your hero's attack. Okay. Also a nice card. Gambit's attack's not bad, and then he can still benefit. Yeah, his attack's not terrible, and he can still benefit from his charge cards with that card. Fighting Fit. Get behind me. Muster Courage. Oh, I forgot about this card. Interesting. Okay. Let me read that out loud since you may not be able to see it there on the screen, but it is give up to X friendly characters a tough status card to a maximum of 3 characters where X is equal to the villain stage number, and it's an Avenger trait only. So it is expensive with a 3 cost, but in the right decks it may play pretty well. Not today. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Not today. Fun. Preemptive Strike. When a boost card is turned face up while the villain attacks, cancel the boost icons on that card. Then deal 1 damage to them for each icon. Cancel this. That is a defense card. We can run a couple of those. It's a nice card. Serve and Protect. I really want my punchy card, but that's okay. I don't have any X-Force characters to be able to do this with. I didn't take any X-Force characters. Oh my gosh, Jason, what are you thinking? Okay. Then we have tackle. This is basically you can potentially do 3 damage and you stun somebody. All right. Well, get back to get behind me again. Kind of curious if some counter punches may not be bad. Or get these up to 3. Are we defending for 4? My gum. Oy. Some stuff here that gave me. I wish I had ricochet, but I don't. Oh, there's something in here that gave me +2. Yeah, so not today. Well, let me take care of some scheme and threat. It gives me +2 defense. Cost me 1 to play it. Not bad to have. So we'll run one of those as well. A couple of those as well. Help me manage scheme a little bit. So I think I'm going to be fine. Gambit's a beast. Counterpunch is tempting. Very tempting. May come back to that. But I do want to stick close to 40 cards if possible. I know we want to look at any of his cards, superpower, just out of curiosity. All right, the charge card is cost me 2 to play, and natural agility, which cost me 0 to play. Royal flush. All right, I can justify 1 death focus. I think. Don't think I need endurance. Gambit has 9 health. But a stupid big defense. Wow. To be safe, running endurance wouldn't be a bad deal. Because I've seen him punch for a stupid amount before. Run that just for fun. Enhanced reflexes, practice plan, resourceful. I think is going to be the card we take there. Tenacity. Okay. Spend a fist, resource, discard this card, ready your hero. All right. No, we need resourceful. And we're going to run 2 of those. Maybe looking at me like, why are we doing this? Oy. Just in case we don't have a fist resource on the table, we can have resourceful on the table. Not my favorite way to do this, but I don't see myself having enough fist resources to make it. Well, I've got a few more fist resources than I thought. Now that we're start getting us stop hitting yourself, and we might have a charge card that we can save up for. Hard to ignores in there too, and so there are more than one ready for a fight. It's a toss up. I think having resourcefuls in our hand will even be nice just to have extra benefits, and then on the table as well. Am I doing too much? I need to minimize what I've got going on here. And that's going to be great. We've got plenty of resources there. These skills just annoying. Is there anything I can take out that I don't need? Dauntless. I feel like I always want to run Dauntless. I never actually use it. And we've got electrostatic armor. And we've got his staff. Right? Where's his staff at? Oh, the guild armor. Which is nice because it helps me ready Gambit. Oh, yeah. And then Gambit staff. Lets me deal damage. Good enemy. Is a weapon. That's okay. Yeah. We do damage ahead of time. So we got this. Plus we've got electrostatic armor. So I don't think I need Dauntless. I think we get rid of Dauntless. And then get in my way. Endurance is just tempting to have. Energy barriers, we're going to keep them around to kind of help. When you would take any amount of damage, remove 1 reflection counter from here. Prevent 1 of that damage and deal 1 damage to an enemy. It's a nice ping damage type situation. Plus, it's more tech. And it only cost me 2, and that'll help get Spider Bite down on the table more consistently. Energy Shield. I don't really think I need it. Spider Bite, you only cost 3 to play. So I can spend a resource if I need to get her down. Energy Shield's nice because you just get it on the table and then it's there as well, and it just stays for the rest of the game. And I do run several lightning resources in my kit. It's tempting. I think we hold on to it. The more I think about it. Either one of these are techs. They're both considered items, but they're helpful items. Hard to ignore. It's in my way. Oh, but it is a fist resource. But I'm not necessarily worried about Juggernaut scheming out on me. So not with ready for a fight. Yeah. Stop hitting yourself is nice. Wonder if I can run an extra one of those to kind of help beef up the fist resource if I need it. And not today's. Add some extra defense if I need it, but I think they may just get in the way. Preemptive strike. Defense card. Cost me 1 to play. It is nice because I can wait. Excuse me for the cough. Sorry about that, guys. Get some water. It is nice the fact that cancel all boost icons, then deal 1 damage to the villain for each of those boost icons. But it doesn't really key off of his ability to boost attacks. So it is kind of here just to be annoying, but it may make it easier for in the long term. I think we run it. It may save me from taking damage to kick off the stop hitting myself. Yeah, okay. Stop hitting yourself. And not today's are nice for the +2 defense and that little kick off of the threat removal. I prefer Ricochet, but I don't have access to that. And then the mental resources will be nice for Dr. Sinclair. Well, to be able to spend on those. So I think we're not in a bad spot. This looks like it's going to be a fun deck with Gambit. Do I want any of the exports? Got Avengers Mansion. Front Organization. I think I do want to run one just to protect myself from losing stuff. Helicarrier. Since I don't have the X-Jet, do I want a Helicarrier? Is anything costing me anything stupid? It's never hurts. But the point where it just doesn't matter, right? I've got look like 2 costs, 0 costs, 1 costs, 3 costs. If I had X-Jet, I would run X-Jet. Don't have access to X-Jet. We'll put Helicarrier in there for now, and I'll debate on it while we are looking at other options here. Building exercise isn't going to be helpful. What is the chart? Yeah, it's like superpower. So we do have a depth focus to help get superpower cards down, which is nice. I forgot about that. I don't think we need to run carrier. I think it's one of those cards that becomes like a standard you run, and I don't think I actually need it. I think with depth focus, I should be fine. Some of the stuff there, and then plenty of resources. Some of that, if we run Power of All of Us, which not necessary really either. When stuff is on the table, it's on the table. That's the thing, and then it'll just get in the way. Helicarrier will help get it back on. I will get Helicarrier in there. And X-Mansion, let's see, heal 1 damage from mutant or X-Men character. Any player who has alter ego has a mutant trait may trigger this ability. Nice. Beauty and the Thief. I just love that card, but I don't think it's going to be helpful. If I'm being honest, multi-talented's nice too, but I don't think it'll be helpful either. X-Men Instruction. What is this one? Up to 2 X-Men allies in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. X-Mansions in play, draw a card. I mean, not helpful in this instance, but it's not a bad card. Mutant Education. Use up to 2 identity-specific cards in your discard pile. Shuffle them into your deck. X-Mansion is in play, draw a card. This gives you a chance to draw an extra card if you have X-Mansion in play. It is an alter ego action, and it's a lightning resource, so it's going to mess up some things as well, potentially. I don't think I want it. Though getting his cards back into the deck is nice. I don't think it's going to be wise, right? I'm going to get that extra draw every turn if I am getting a chance to ready for a fight and flip down quite a bit. Though I don't anticipate it's going to happen as often as I'd like it to. But we will just have to see what we end up drawing. Check out the charts here. We mostly have lightning resources here. We do have 9 fist resources. Wilds. We've got 2 wilds. And it's this resourceful down here. Wow, okay. And it's about 9 mental. Oh, hold on. Okay. Showing me like several more. So we may be okay with fist resources. We'll just have to see how it all plays out. We may not end up needing to get that ready for a fight popped off as often as I thought. Though getting it down with the Creole Charmer is going to be nice. And then being able to get down just in general. Because Gambit's alter ego ability is Dust from the blue. And look at the top 2 cards in counter deck. Discard one of those cards. Remove threat from the scheme equal to the number of boost icons on that card. It lets me kind of navigate that a little bit more. And if I'm able to flip down a lot more to do that, it's going to be super helpful. So we're going to aim for that. I think we are in a decent spot. This should be a fun deck to try. The worst that's going to happen is it's going to be bad. Let's do a test here. Let's see. We're going to try first off an alter ego hand. So lots of protection going on there. Got a hero hand. And that's not shuffled very well because we drew these pretty quickly. We're not seeing the ready for fights. I think it's worth testing out here. The good shuffle things will probably go well. I'm excited for it, and we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Worst comes to worst, we're gonna end up in a bad spot, and Gambit's not gonna do what I need him to do at the right times. But I think with a 45 card deck, it's not terrible. Maybe the ready for a fight and practice plans are just getting in the way. Though I think they're not. I think they're gonna be super nice, especially once we get set up down. Then gonna be a nice. We'll be able to cycle those pretty quickly. A lot of these cards just sit on the table. So if we lose a Juggernaut, we lose, and that's part of a tournament, right? You just don't know what cards you're gonna draw with encounter cards. I think this is it, though. We're gonna label this add protection on the end here, and I'm gonna add leadership on the end of the Spider Ham deck as well. And so Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. I'm looking forward to playing these decks, and we'll just see what happens here soon. So, thank you all for hanging out. As always, my name is Jason Sketch, and next time I'll be deadly serious next time. Peace.